Hi, friends. Welcome to Lantern Light Adventures, where we are doing a one-shot playtest of the Daggerheart system from Darrington Press. My name is Archangelic. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm going to be the game master tonight. Let's go ahead and introduce yourselves. Start with you, Dot.
Hi, my name is Chantel. My pronouns are they, them, and I am playing the Ribbit Sorcerer, Marsh Willowreed. Uh, she's just a little frog. She's just real cute. And, she's a lady.
Toss.
Hi, I'm Jen. My pronouns are she, her. I'll be playing the Jeremina, the bullfrog, the wizard, Ribbit, Loreborn. She is School of War. She goes by she, her.
Hello.
Soliloquy.
Hello, friends. My name is Soliloquy Jaden. You can find me most places online as Fat Sapphic Bro. I use they, them pronouns, and I will be playing Raven Shadowstrike, who is a Slyborn Daemon Rogue Syndicate that also uses they, them pronouns. Welcome back to our space here at Lantern Light Adventures. This is home to all of our TTRPG and related content on Twitch. All of our games are also uploaded to our Lantern Light Adventures YouTube channel. There's a link to our link tree in the chat right now that you can click, and it will take you to all of the various social media pages so you can follow us everywhere we are. If you want to keep up to date on everything that we're doing, feel free to also join our Discord, which is linked in the chat. If you want to play with us or GM for us, fill out the TTRPG actual play interest form, which you can find linked in our link tree and in the chat. Once you fill out the form, I'll email you back with our TTRPG consent form, and then we can match you up with games from there. Thank you for joining us for this special one-shot of Daggerheart, the new system from Darrington Press, Spencer Stark, and the folks at Critical Role that is currently in beta testing. We hope you enjoy hanging out with us while we test out this new system. As for where you can find us the rest of the week, our wonderful GM, Archangelic, will be joining Saucefire TV's charity event, Mercy Road 5 Future Perfect, that will be raising funds for an awesome organization called Child's Play. Child's Play is a charity that uses its funds to provide games to children in pediatric hospitals. The stream is a 24-hour event from noon EST on Saturday until noon EST on Sunday. Mal will be playing Sunday, midnight, 2:30 a.m. EST, or if you're PST, 9 to 11:30 p.m. Please tune in if you can and give as you are able. There are going to be a lot of amazing TTRPGers playing in this event, so please go check it out. On Sundays from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. PST, we stream the Era of the Dragons, which is our D&D 5e actual play. We typically take the last weekend of the month off to work on editing and producing more content for y'all, so we do not usually stream the Era of the Dragons game on the last Sunday of the month each month. On most Mondays from 3 to 6 p.m. PST, Archangelic, our lovely producer Polygeist, and I have been streaming our playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. If you'd like to play with us as a guest, let me know. Otherwise, feel free to come and hang out with us while we play. Every Tuesday from 6 to 9 p.m. PST, we stream An Empty Dream, which is our Girl by Moonlight game. We also record an audio cast after show where we go over advancement and debrief from the game. You can listen to this for free on our Patreon at patreon.com/lanternlightadventures. These after shows will always be free, but we appreciate any contributions so we can continue to bring you awesome queer content. And finally, in support of Palestine, there will be a donation link on our Twitch page to donate to Doctors Without Borders. We hope that you will donate whatever you're able as we remain in solidarity for a free Palestine.
Thank you so much for those announcements. And just to add, we are going to be doing an after show for this episode as well to just talk about what we liked about the system, what we didn't like. Another thing about Daggerheart is that this is a playtest, so the rules you might see here for anyone who's watching now or in the future may change. In fact, we've already got an update today that they are releasing a new version of the playtest, but we're going to play with the rules we have. And just kind of be patient with us. We're all learning a new system here, and we're going to try and have some fun. So let's go ahead and get into this. The independent trade city of Midland, a bustling place of commerce, technology, and spices, placed strategically on trade routes through the harsh scrublands. The dry landscape surrounds her walls. All are welcome in her dusty streets and stucco buildings. Recently, tensions are brewing between forces from the Undercities and the Vosnan Empire. While no war has broken out, key infrastructure has been targeted in various cities by small groups working to destabilize the upper world. Though Midland is strictly speaking a neutral and independent city, they have not been immune. the Hunters Guild, and a loose alliance of adventurers and various other mercenaries, has started piloting a new plan to have adventurers on call to help if any attacks in the city occur. It's been quiet for months, so our heroes figured, why not collect some gold? We won't be called to action, right? And you all signed up. Now our heroes spend their time waiting in the largest Stubborn Mule Tavern in all of Sphera. So I'm going to have you go around and introduce your character and describe your character and tell me what they're doing as they come into the Stubborn Mule. Go ahead and start with you, Soliloquy.
All right. So Raven Shadowstrike is a tiefling, and both their skin and their horns are like a lavender into like a tealish turquoise-ish color. They've got like a dark purple hair and fur on they've got hooven feet. They have their eyes are entirely black, and they wear very tight-fitting like black leather with purple accented straps, and their daggers are also the same kind of purple and teal color scheme. And I would say Raven would come in and if nobody else was there yet, would just grab a table and wait for their friends.
Yeah, the host there's name is Aelin, and you've been hanging out here a lot, and yet he still pretends that he does not know you. And you get to the door and he says, adventuring or non-adventuring?
Adventuring.
He says, second floor.
Yep. We'll just kind of give like we do this every time. And yeah, we'll follow upstairs.
Excellent. Jen.
Shortly after Raven kind of wanders upstairs, a kind of hunched ribbit kind of scatters herself in, papers kind of falling out of her hands. She is well regarded as a bit of a hag in a very polite sense. She's not very polite or very well liked in most circles, but she has this kind of odd gray blue skin, black eyes, black sclera with these kind of white blue eyes. She's wearing this high collared robe with a green splash of maybe ink, you're not entirely sure, offset by red velvet on the trim. Despite her name being the Jeremina the bullfrog, she's actually a poison dart frog that wears a flower crown with odd spikes around her head. And she looks towards Aelin and says, I know, and hustles upstairs.
Aelin is unfazed by this and asks the next person behind you, adventuring or non-adventuring? Dot, I want you to introduce your character.
So Marsh Willreed is also a froggy ribbit. And she is just, because she has a little bit of hop to her step, she wears a lot of ruffles, she wears a lot of lace, very poofy skirts. So as she hops, she poofs, and she poofs, and she hops, and she's just making sure she has everything together. She comes to Aelin. Hey, Aelin, I'm adventuring, obviously second floor. I just wanted to see if you've heard, if there's any news, if you've got any missions coming up. I just thought I would check in with you. Also, how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Adventuring or non-adventuring?
What do you think?
Second floor.
All right. But if you get any news, I hope that I'm the first to get it. And we'll kind of hop up the stairs.
Yeah, so the Stubborn Mule, imagine, if you will, a fantasy Chili's. So the first floor is like a typical family restaurant. There's booths and tables and a small bar. The second floor kind of is like a mezzanine above. They have installed netting in the open area overlooking the first floor because things and people kept dropping down from the second floor where the adventurers sit and are raucous and rowdy. There is a bar up there. The bartender is this half giant. Their name is Buster, and they see I think they kind of steer clear a little bit from Jeremina and Raven, but Marsh, like seeing Marsh, they are like, "Oh hey, have you had any like anything come up? And like, you want me to pour you a drink?"
Um, I'll just have maybe a tea. Do you have any new teas in?
No, I don't. I don't have any new teas. Most people don't request tea, but I'll get some hot water going.
Thank you. I've got tea. Don't worry about it. I just always looking for something new. I haven't had any nibbles on a job yet, but I'm keeping my ears out, and I'm sure something will come up soon. I'm so prepared. We're so ready to go.
She said they say, yeah, I mean like it's been pretty quiet. Like the job board has had the same like 5 postings on it, and one of them is just to work at the docks. So you're welcome to look and see if anyone's put anything up there. But when I saw it this morning, there really wasn't anything
Of
there.
course, I'll take a look. Always do. Would
Um,
you like some tea? I'm happy to make a cup for you too.
oh no, I'm good. Yeah, I have plenty here, so you don't have to worry about me.
Ah, well, you take care of us. I'm always happy to take care of you.
I mean, if you want to take care of me, there's always the tip jar.
Absolutely. Would pull a little. I don't know. I know that it's kind of, we have a sum of money. Would take,
Yeah,
a reasonable tip and put in the tip jar.
right. 100%. Yeah, so like yeah, they'll get you your tea. It's a pretty standard just like black tea. Nothing too fancy here. Um but um but Buster puts in a little bit of vanilla in yours. Just
I I absolutely notice.
um yeah, and turns to the other two and sees you come in and says, "Welcome in. Let me know if you need a drink."
Do you want to know or are you asking to know?
I'm just being polite.
Jeremina pulls out a small satchel, puts it on the counter. I want this brewed for an hour and gotten back to me.
So I had to point at the sign again. Like,
Hmm,
no alchemy at the bar.
It's not alchemy, it's tea. She opens it and it's a bag of nettle leaves. You brew it for an hour, it's an antiseptic, it's good for the joints.
Oh, nettle tea. Okay, I mean, I'll take it. Yeah, I guess I'll get you an urn of hot water. How about that? And you can figure it out from there. As long as it's not going to explode.
Do you want it to explode?
No.
Then why suggest it? As she takes the tea leaves back and hops down from the bar.
I don't know if I had to put up the sign.
What time of day is it?
Um,
Ish.
I'd say it's like morning to noon. Like it's not early, but not late either.
Okay. Whatever. What is your standard morning drink offerings?
Well, most people get an ale. Um, I can do some people like a good like I can water down some wine. It's good, usually good with people's breakfast.
A
Um,
morning ale? Let's do that.
all right. Um, and yeah, so they'll pour you an ale. It's it's a pretty light ale for, what it is. They're not giving you the stout stronger stuff this morning. Um, but yeah, you can also like get so Buster will just give you your drinks. The waiter comes by Rhoda and she says she is a human woman, kind of middle age. She'll come by and like get you any food or anything you want. She says, "Oh, you're comfortable? You got your drinks and everything?"
Yes. Do you have cinnamon?
"Yeah, I have cinnamon. We can get that for you."
Thank you.
Buster was saying something about an urn of hot water
Yes.
and wanted me to reiterate no alchemy in the restaurant.
No alchemy in the restaurant.
Okay.
As promised.
I don't like that tone, but I'm going to trust you today. How about that?
That's a poor thing to do, but okay.
I'll make sure nothing goes wrong.
Like our last relationship?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how's the kid? How's the wife and kid?
Really good, actually. Hopkins got accepted into a prestigious school, so we're very proud of him. My lovely wife got accepted into her crochet club and is now heading the book club. She's also in charge of the local Kirk, mostly terrorizing the kids, so I'm very proud of her.
Yeah. My grandson came up to me with special talent. He can burp his ABCs. So I'm glad your kids are doing good.
How delightful that you have such a rudimentary grasp on everything.
You know, I guess you have to have a hobby, right?
Knitting's a good hobby.
Maybe he'll be pretty. We'll see.
Let's support him, Bo.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Nothing but grandmother's love, you know?
I approve.
Um, this whole place is just kind of raucous with adventurers who like are either like just coming in off of the trails, so like it's dusty and musky up here. Um, there are people in like full armor, like people have like their armor set outside their booths and everything, like kind of just relaxing in this place. The music hasn't started yet for the day, but you know there'll be an afternoon show. Um, yeah, so you spend your time here. You all have stones that are meant to alert you whenever the guild has decided that, you know, whenever an attack has happened. You've never seen them go off. But you're
It's like when
three.
you're in the food court.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
put in your order and you're waiting for it to vibrate.
yeah,
It never does.
100%. It never does. You're like, it has been an hour and a half. Why?
Where is my Arby's?
Um,
I was going to
But-
say, are we at Fantasy Red Lobster?
yeah. This is fantasy chili, so like,
Same concept.
yeah, but this is more of a pager. So you have a fantasy pager. And they all kind of like glow. Year three glow.
Okay, this is what we've been waiting for. Okay, everybody get their checklists out. Does everybody have your rope? Does everybody have your rations? Is everybody's bags packed like you're supposed to be?
We're supposed to be packed.
All the time. Do you have, get your checklist out. I made you a checklist.
I'm pretty sure I ate my checklist for breakfast this morning.
Okay, do you have your rope?
No.
Always.
Jeremina, are we going to have to stop by your room to get all your things?
Well, it's more of my wife took most of my rope for knitting.
Well, I think the other two of us have rope, so if anything comes up that needs rope and you don't have it, you're going to get left behind. You knew that was the consequence of those actions. All right, let's get to it. This is the adventure we were waiting for.
Raven thinks to themselves, is this why the relationship didn't work?
Absolutely.
Scattered brain meets organized.
I
Everything
basically
has
live
to
out of
be
my
in
bag,
order.
so I'm good to go.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Jeremina takes the cinnamon that she asked for, looks to the bartender, pulls a candle close to her. It's not alchemy, and flashes cinnamon across the flame to make sparks before scuttling out.
Buster
Um,
full on like pulls like a club out from
Oh.
under and like shakes it at you. Like, I told you.
Marsh, before even the cinnamon can hit the candle, water. Little puff of water extinguishes the candle. Now you just have soggy cinnamon. We
Let's
have to
blame-
be able to come back here.
No, we don't. She kind
At
of
that
raises
moment,
her.
like at that moment, like someone you hear a tussle start and someone like goes over the railing into the net. Just you're clearly
should
not the
go.
worst problem here.
Let's go. Let's go. Kind of hops away. Let's go. Can I
You make
use
your
a sleight of hand to steal somebody's rope in this
yes.
kerfuffle?
Let's 100%. Where did I put my papers? Because I don't remember what the stats are. Let's see. So I feel like that is we'll call that a finesse roll.
Okay.
So roll your 2d12s. You add them together plus your
Uh-huh.
finesse, and whichever die is higher, that's either hope or fear.
Okay. Okay, gray one is fear, blue and black one is hope. Okay, cool. My hope is 7 plus 8. Or 7 plus 1 is 8. Excuse me, I'm doing reverse math hard.
An 8. Okay. So you don't, well, you get detected. Like, so how this is going to happen. The two that are tussling, like, the teammates of the one that fell over, like, have pulled out their ropes to try and like toss it over to him. And like, while they're like pulling and their hands are distracted, you just grab one of their ropes and like take it. Like they
This
have
is
like
mine.
they're like this like other like half giant is being pulled up off the over the railing, and so they can't really stop you.
I'll just take the ropes and wave. Thank you. And just keep going.
So just did you roll that? Was that with hope or fear?
Hope.
With hope. Okay, so you gain 1 hope.
Woo! 1 hope.
I think anyway.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't have that part of my cheat sheet. That's not cool. Because there's like degrees of success. So it's like a failure with hope, which I still think gives you hope. So let's see. Let's look at the rules. That's what playing a game is about. So core mechanics, duality dice. That's not useful. Roll with hope. When this happens, mark 1. Yeah, you get hope. So yeah, you get the rope and you get hope. But you do not do it undetected. So
That's fine. I don't think Jeremina cares if she's detected. She just wanted the rope.
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. So now you have some rope.
She'll brandished it at Marsh. Look, I got rope.
Excellent. Thank you.
And you make your way out into the dusty streets. The like almost noontime sun is beating on you. When you get these signals, you are told to meet at the guild hall for the Hunters Guild, which is more towards the clock district, where the massive clock tower at the center of the city is. And you make your way there. The guild hall is this lofty building, has these flying buttresses. A massive like taxidermy like dragon's head is in the inner, it's like at the front of the hall. And you enter, and there's not a whole lot of people here, but sitting at the front desk is the ostensibly the person who runs at least this guild hall, a Qatari, a cat person, by the name of River. And he says, "Oh, you showed up in time. Excellent. Good.
Yeah, you paged us.
Yes, I have paged groups in the past, and they have come the next day, which was not part of the agreement.
Oh no, we're fully prepared to go.
You should fire those other teams and give us their money.
We can discuss that later. We do have an emergency at the moment. So the just outside of the city, are the generators that power most of the city. And one of them has we believe is an act of sabotage. The furnace is overheating. They had to evacuate the workers. We don't know if they were all there was like delusions from the heat or something, but someone said that they saw skeletons.
Oh my.
This sounds like we need a few swords in the mix about this.
Yeah, skeletons real bad.
Hot skeletons even. As in fire, overheating the heater. Sorry. Yes.
Yes, so we just need you to get there right away, into the facility, possibly help them cool down the furnace and so that they can return to work. Because it would be a problem if it one exploded or the city was without power.
Question about the skeletons. Do we have to exterminate them or can we like
Considering that if it is skeletons that they usually murder people, I would say that that would probably be on the list of duties. But as long as the foreman there gives me the all clear, you'll get paid.
yeah, I mean definitely I mean we can't bring the skeletons back with us as like friends or like housekeepers.
I've seen worse friends. You can definitely, I mean, if you want to befriend the skeletons, that is 100% fine. I won't be bothered by it personally.
All in the name of progress, eh? Give us the contract.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you already signed the contract. This is part of the deal that you are.
We want a description because Willow over here looks to Marsh likes details.
Oh, yes, of course. And
Yes, please.
give me a presence roll.
Ooh, which one?
He, either one of you, I believe you can help each other as well. I forget how that works.
I have a +1 to presence.
Both of you do presence, and whichever one is the highest is the one that I'll do. So
Okay.
because
Okay.
presence is for charm, perform, or deceive, and you are trying to like charm him a little bit.
My dice luck carries. I have an 8 with hope.
8 with hope. All right, mark a hope.
So I have an 11 with fear.
Okay.
That's not a dice telling the story. I don't what is.
Okay. That's interesting. I'm going to take myself a fear token. And so that I will say that is a success, but with fear. So this might come to bother you later, but he hastily he hastily writes out something, signs it in his big flowing signature, and he like puts a seal on it and everything and hands it to you. He says, this is just ensures that, tells the foreman what's going on, and ensures that you will be paid for your services. Please, time is of the essence here.
Of course. I'll file it in with all my other contract paperwork. There's totally a little filing section in Marsh's bag.
I think Jeremina just is giving this poor guildmaster River the froggiest glare without meaning to.
The tail twitches a little bit. Just
Want to see a magic trick?
How about we save the magic tricks for the skeletons?
You're right. Can't waste the cinnamon. As she puts the cinnamon bag away.
as you walk out, River kind of like just says to himself, how's the one with all the knives, the normal one?
All right. So we've got our marching orders, and everybody has all their supplies. Thank you so much, Jeremina. So let's hop on.
Is it because we're frogs?
I mean, we're not all frogs, so no.
Okay. I just wanted to ask because Hotskins has been getting into this weird frog pun thing, and I just wanted to make sure there's a difference. Because I encourage it, but my wife doesn't want to encourage it.
Well, I will try not to use any frog puns around your child.
Okay, but I want to hear all the frog puns.
Oh, Okay, well, if I think of any, I'll tell you.
Okay. Jeremina just
That's-
kind of frogs along as she is very pleased with this outcome.
Guess we should hop to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah!
Now, was that a frog pun?
Of course.
Excellent.
Yeah, you make your way through the city, and it takes you a little while to like kind of walk through the city. You go through markets and places where people are keeping their horses and carts while in the city. But make your way out to the outer wall. The generator, because it makes a lot of smoke, is kept outside of the city. But you get there, it is a while most of the buildings here are like a stucco, this is made out of like cement and imported brick to be as sturdy as possible. A very like austere industrial building. You can see that the smokestack up top is just billowing smoke. There are workers who are covered in like ash and like coughing, drinking water and things like that, standing outside of this place.
Jeremina will turn to Raven Marsh. Don't tell anybody, but you can ruin concrete with sugar.
That's very useful information. Thank you.
Noted.
She looks towards the building. Yeah.
So I feel like once we have the skeletons under control, I can cool down the generator with some water, but I need to be careful because I don't want to stress crack anything. So we need to come up with a plan to make sure. Maybe I'll work with some of the workers after the skeletons are taken care of, and we can come up with a really good plan of action to get this all cooled down in a way that doesn't hurt anything. But maybe first we should talk to somebody and see what's going on.
I can help constrict the metal back into place. She kind of holds up her
Amazing.
hand as it kind of spikes over with ice, and then pushes it towards Raven. Want to feel?
A touch of finger. Just a
It is-
fingertip.
It's like the tundra.
That is freaking cold.
Yes.
Amazing. Well, that means we can always have cold drinks.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Oh, right. Skeletons. Let's go talk to some workers who saw some skeletons. And Marsh will do just that.
Oh,
To the
so
skeletons.
you want to just go to the skeletons?
Well, I figured first we'll figure out what's going on, talk to some people who were there, and then we can go and turn skeletons into house pets.
No, they would be more of a housekeepers. House pets would require them
Housekeepers.
to be smaller and more animal-like.
All right, housekeepers.
House pets that are not, kind of gestures to herself, is more of knitting territory.
All right. So you want to
I
talk
don't know
to
what
the
that means, so I'm going to pretend I didn't hear it.
Yeah, Raven is just perplexed. Knitting. Huh. I'm gonna figure out what this is code for eventually.
I think it's a euphemism for something. Maybe like crochet or weaving. Maybe Jeremina just thinks we don't understand fiber arts.
That's gotta be it.
Yep, absolutely.
Trying very hard not to snort laugh here, so
I'm dying. Sorry. Oh, okay. So, the one of the workers will come up to you saying that you are approaching this building and says, "Stay back. We don't know what's going on yet. This is a oh, what's the species name? Sorry, I'll remember it in a second. Yeah, a fawn. This is a fawn woman. She has these like curled ram's horns, and a hard hat that is adapted to these horns. And she will just like kind of make sure you stay away.
Oh, hello. We're from the Hunters Guild, and we're actually here to help solve the problem.
Oh, good, good. My name's Kyrie, and
Mary.
I'm the foreman here, and I don't know what happened. I was at the furnace when it just went critical. Um, it and how much do you know about how this whole process works?
Very little about how furnaces work, but we know about hunting, and we heard that there are skeletons. So we figure probably the skeletons will need to be taken care of, but then we are going to come up with a plan. We have some elemental magic, so we can cool the furnace in a way that causes the least damage.
Uh,
Also, I think that Jeremina has a question.
If it's a black backflow system, then there's valves and hinges to go through, and you should have a monitoring system that monitors the valves between pressure systems. But if it's a forward-facing steam systems, then the backflow wouldn't count for the actions of a damaged valve.
yeah, yeah. A few things had to fail for this for us to get in this place. You are correct. This is your basic steam power generation kind of system with a twist. The furnace is not a typical furnace, it is a minor elemental. So just be aware of that when you're interacting with it. It can be temperament. Yes.
Is the elemental getting paid?
In as much as it likes to consume as much as possible, and we give it lots of wood and lots of coal. Yeah. You don't have to raise your hand.
Okay, is the elemental part of a union?
Well,
Are you do you does this elemental have union rights?
look,
Do you
I'm
think that this is work action to try and help the union cause?
strictly speaking, I'm management and I'm not part of the uh whole union situation. The union rep was the one that saw the skeletons, so I don't know how reliable he is at the moment.
So is the elemental part of the union then? Like, do they have union benefits and
Not
union rights?
not to my knowledge. That's a question for a wizard and the union rep. There is someone in the union.
big paper and lays
Oh,
it down.
good
I'm
grief.
part of the union, so
Look,
let's talk.
Contract
union.
negotiations are in 6 months. This is a now situation, people.
We are striking. Good day.
Okay, I think, okay, we will try and deal with the skeletons because it sounds like the skeletons might have something to do with this, but just know that if the skeletons are part of the pro-union movement, we are not scabs.
Yeah, no one's on strike here. Oh, everyone, like, the contract is what it is. Everyone's working the way they want to right now. So, like I said, contract negotiations are in 6 months. I'm not part of that team. So that's a whole conversation for a different group of people.
You'll be hearing from the other union rep today. Don't you worry.
Look, we're already in touch with Goblin. We know. Like, it just the Goblin representatives have been here. We've discussed the union contract. We need to get this under control because as much as, like, I'm sure the elemental would love to be part of a union, if it gets pissed off, it will just burn down this city. So
As will be its rights to do so as part of the union. Now,
yes, but I don't want to do
towards
that.
the furnace.
Okay, yeah.
Don't worry. Once we get the situation under control, we'll work together on a way to cool the furnace down appropriately. And, we'll have a chat with the elemental. See if they feel like their rights are being impinged on.
Okay. I wish you the best of luck with that. Please, let's just get in there. It's going to be very hot. I would suggest drinking as much water as you can right this minute.
She pauses as she pulls out her urn
Take
of
out my
water.
canteen. Yep, water up.
Yep, absolutely.
Weirdly enough, I do
Yeah.
have lore for a union group in this world called Goblin, Goblin, which is like guild of like something. Like, I forget the acronym, but it's in my lore document.
Hey, if we're Brendan Lee Mulligan, the enemy is
Yeah,
It's capitalism.
I'm an anarcho-socialist. I'm 100% on board with this. You're just
We will
talking to the
socialize.
manager.
Yeah, we will industrial act in this entire place.
Yeah, so you enter this building and it is hot. You can like the air ripples in here. The furnace, like there are whistles going off, alarms. There are gauges that are maxed out. You see that there is steam billowing from like this steam chamber that's holding the pressure for the system. Um, I would like you all to take a look around. How about y'all give me a group instinct check?
Group instinct. Okay. My
So
dice
roll your 2d12s and tell me if you succeed your number with hope or fear.
9 on the hope die.
Okay.
I got a okay, and we add our thing, right?
Yes.
Like my +2. Okay, so I got
Yeah, I was gonna say, how do you actually do this?
Yeah, you have certain stats. So you roll your 2d12 plus the stat I asked for.
Let me find my.
I'm trying to do basic math and it's hard. I got a 17 with fear.
Okay. I'll take my fear token.
What did you say to roll?
Instinct.
Now you roll both dice and you take. Do you add them together?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So that's 9 for me.
And which was higher, your hope or your fear?
The fear.
Okay. 9 with fear.
And did you
Okay.
add your instinct?
Yeah, I have a +0 though.
Okay.
All right.
Do I have to mark anything?
No.
Okay, cool.
If you get hope, normally you would get a hope. When y'all roll with
Gotcha.
fear, I get a fear token. So
Mm,
which I can have up to 10 fear tokens at a time. So there's a max.
Gotcha.
So currently I'm at 5 fear tokens, which I get to use for things. So how this will go, the foreman says, I'm gonna go like see if we can like I can get the safety things come out. If you can look for we're thinking this might be sabotage. If you can just look for anyone in here, if there are skeletons, we got to get rid of them. They can't be in here. So, and the foreman will like kind of peel off to a different place. You enter this place. Jeremina and how we're gonna do this. I'm gonna say Jeremina and Raven, we're gonna go into combat in a second. Your attack roll is your first roll is gonna be at disadvantage. So but Marsh, you see that while there's no one in here, there are like baskets that were like full of tools and like crates and things. And you see a skeletal hand just kind of like come out of one and like a helmed head like pops out. And these skeletons are going to come out and harass you. I'm going to activate our map. Move them around. There are 3 skeletons in here. So on pause, so you can move your tokens around. The foreman has gone to like the back area of this place to like kind of see if they can get she can get the safety thing, like all the safeties that are in place to like activate. But this place is overheating. What would you like to do? We are kind of in combat, so I'll be tracking your actions. So how combat works, there's no initiative. You basically take an action. Once everyone's taken an action, I get to go. Or if one of you rolls with fear for your action, I get to do things and activate these creatures. So we'll see how this goes. You get to go first. So
Okay. So I think I'm going to so under elemental origin, it says I can have a mastery feature. Once per long rest, you can transform into an elemental form of your chosen element. And then I can give myself kind of a boost on something. So I am going to See, the thing is, I don't know how long that lasts. It doesn't say how long it lasts. Um, but okay. So I'm gonna turn into a water elemental and gonna kind of do one big hop. And as I hop and come down, I'm twirling around and I turn into a water elemental, very kind of flowy, very kind of um uh you know, vibey.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna give myself +2 to my evasion, bringing my evasion to 11.
Excellent.
I don't know if I can then make an attack
Yeah,
or
you can.
okay.
The actions all come with rolls. So it basically until you make a roll, you haven't done an action. So
Okay. So then I'm going to spend 2 hope to do Rain of Blades. Um, against any enemies close to me. So I guess I have to get closer.
all
How
right.
how close do I need to be?
Let's see. Distance. Distance is a little funny
Yeah.
in Daggerheart. Let me just make sure I understand this. So quick reference. So that's not useful. Bear with me just a moment. Okay. So close. So you said anyone who's in close range or very close?
Close.
Close is 10 to 30 feet away. Um, so I believe that it looks like the two skeletons that are in less armor are within range of that.
Okay, and it looks like if I move up just a little bit, then all 3
Yeah,
will be. So
absolutely.
I'll move up just enough to get them both. Oh, how do I? Sorry, I'm trying to.
You're trying to
Uh,
move Jeremina. So
oh,
you're here.
oh,
Marsh.
yes. Oh, okay. Let's see if I can then move myself. So will that do it?
Yeah, that should do it. Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to spend 2 hope and do Rain of Blades. And
All
I'm
right.
assuming none of them are vulnerable.
None of them are vulnerable.
Ooh, okay. That is and I had the +2. It's 23 with hope.
23 with hope. I believe difficulty is 10 on that one, difficulty is 13 on the other. So yeah, that's a success with hope. You regain 1 hope and
All right. And I do a 1d10.
1d10. Okay.
Oh, 3. They all take 3 damage.
So yeah, 3. That falls within there. That's a major damage on the warriors.
A
So
major. Wow.
yeah, so everyone has damage ranges. So let's say for the skeleton warrior, they have minor 1, major 4, severe 8. So that means that um minor is anything 1 or lower, major is anything is 4 or lower. Wait, no, it's the other way. Sorry.
So I think if their minor is between 1 and 4, so 3 would
Yes.
be a minor to them.
3 would be minor. You are
Yeah.
correct. So major starts at 4, severe starts at 8. So yeah, they take minor damage, which is 1 hit point of damage. So
Excellent.
let me just make sure that they don't have armor to spend. So at least I don't think so. Nope, they don't. Excellent. So one's at 2. All right. All right, so that's your action. What are the rest of you doing?
I think Jeremy just kind of flinches at the frogs or at the skeletons and turns around and kind of smacks Raven and will give you a 1d6 to your armor. And I'm going to spend
Thank
1
you.
hope to do so.
So armor, for those who are learning with us, armor is a way that if you spend armor, you can reduce the damage taken by that amount. So
So is that something that I roll now? Or
yeah, Jen, go ahead and roll the d6.
I'm also okay.
So you get 1 additional point to your armor.
Awesome. So Mal, do I add an armor slot or do I just make my 3 a 4?
Your 3 becomes a 4.
It's 4. Okay, cool.
Mhm. And then I make my attack, correct?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make an attack.
Okay. I think from
You'll be doing it at disadvantage, which means that you'll roll a d6 and subtract that from what you get.
got you. Roll that now. Okay. So I'm using my great stuff. So when she pulls out her great stuff, it's actually just a very weird looking sunflower. You're not sure if it's living or not. It's just there. And let's see. Because a great staff has 2 plus knowledge, I roll d6 with 2. So do I roll my knowledge with that attack?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the 2d12 plus your knowledge.
2d12 plus my knowledge. Got you. I'm going to use a power push. And I'll use that. d12 minus 3 is 13. So 13 to hit.
13 to hit. And is this one target you're doing?
Yes, it's gonna be on, I think, because I can reach pretty far, it's gonna be that back guy.
Okay, 13 hits. So,
Amazing.
and was it with hope or fear?
It was with fear.
Okay.
Oh, because I did a successful attack with fear, I get 2d6 on top of my 1d10 damage. Yes.
Excellent.
Okay, let me
So
roll my
I'm going to take
damage.
a fear token and another action token.
Uh-huh. Okay. So I did 10 damage overall.
10 damage. Okay, so this is the skeleton knight. 10 damage is major damage. So he's going to take 2 HP damage.
Good. Good. Oh, and that is magic damage because I have differentiation damage types here.
Excellent.
Cool, cool, cool.
Awesome. So since you rolled with fear, that means I get to go. So I'm going to, since you attack the knight, I'm going to subtract, I'm going to take one of the action tokens, activate the skeleton knight, and let's see. He has some cool abilities. Here's what I'm going to do. He's going to run up to all of you right here. And you're all nicely grouped up for him. So he has an ability that I can spend a fear token.
Oh, was that
To
the far guy, correct? Sorry.
Yes.
So I use power push, so he's blasted back to a far range and takes that damage. So
blasted back to a far range. Okay.
yeah, sorry, I didn't read all the way through it. I was reading all my skills.
Okay. 30 to 100 feet away. Okay. So let's push him way back. Like, yeah, like you push him as far back as he can go. Like push him back to that wall. Okay. Let's
I
see.
shoved
So
him.
Go, Jeremina.
War Froggy.
I don't know how movement works in this. Like, can you just move? Okay.
I was
It
going to
just
ask
says
that too.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
I don't
says
even like I don't know
far.
how much we can move in a turn either because there's not
If
anything.
if I remember from the one shot that Critical Role did, is that you can move anywhere within close range if you're doing so as part of something that requires an action roll. If you simply want to move to another spot on the map while danger is present, or if you're trying to move to a location that's far or very far from you, you'll typically need to make an agility roll to reposition yourself there safely. On a failure, you may get partway there. The adversaries might act before you can make it, or something might keep you from leaving where you are. If there is no risk or potential and complication in moving a certain distance, no roll is required. Adversaries activated by the GM can generally move to a location within their close range and still act like make an attack or grab or something important. If they want to move farther than that, it takes their whole activation to do so, but they don't have to make an agility roll. So it's going to run back up to y'all, but it can't do anything. So I will spend another action token to activate one of these other skeletons, but that's all my action tokens. So I guess it's going to come up here. It's just a little skeleton warrior guy. And y'all been doing magic damage to him, which is nice. So yeah, please let me know if you're doing magic or physical, because resistances might come into play. But this guy has a sword. So
Sword.
I don't roll hope or fear dice. I roll a d20 and add some things. In this case, nothing. So I roll against your evasion. So Marsh, this little skelly is going to try and hit you with its sword.
Oh no.
That is a 7. What is your evasion score?
Currently, with the +2 I get from being a water elemental, it's an 11.
Okay. Then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend another fear token and give myself advantage on this roll, which I get to add another d6. So
All right.
that was a 1, so I spent it for nothing. So but that's okay.
I'm real slippery right now.
Yeah. And like, you know, this thing doesn't have sinew or tendons, so sometimes the bones just don't like fall in shape right. So it just like brings its sword up real weird and like slashes at you.
And Marsh will do like a little water flick on its face.
It can't make expressions, or it might cringe at that, but it's just a skeleton. It shakes itself like a dog.
Can't catch me.
All right, that's my turn. That's all I can do. Don't have any more action tokens. So
Well, I guess if it just hit me,
That's
I'm
Raven's
gonna.
turn. Hold on. Raven
Yeah.
hasn't had a turn.
Raven hasn't done
Oh,
anything
Raven
yet,
hasn't
so.
had a turn. Right. Sorry.
Can I think I'm gonna move up and dagger.
Sounds good. Yeah, so I think how the daggers work is like you only make one attack, but the secondary dagger adds +2 to your damage.
So what do I need to roll to do this? Do I do the roll both dice again? The
Yes.
D12s?
Yeah. Plus whatever ability for your daggers, which I believe is
It's like a
finesse.
+2 finesse. Yep. That would be 14 total. The highest is hope.
All right. 14, and you're doing the armored guy. So mark another hope, add a hope to your thing.
Right.
And that succeeds, so you get to roll damage.
Okay, fantastic. So that is a D8 +2. So that's 8 damage.
8 damage.
Mhm.
Okay. That is major damage. Okay. That's 2 damage. It only had 2 HP left. So this creature has a ability called dig 2 graves. So when this adversary is killed before it dies, it makes an attack against the enemy within very close range, prioritizing the enemy that killed it. On success, the target takes 2d10 physical damage and loses 1d4 hope. So I'm going to roll to see if it hits you. It has a +2. That is only an 8, which I believe your evasion is probably higher than that. Then it misses. So it makes its rusty sword, like you just like dance out of the way. You have these, hoved feet. You just dance out. It hits the floor, and the whole sword just vibrates, and all the bones fall apart. So that one is dead.
Anyone need a sword?
Oh, Raven.
Yes. You just hear Jeremy to pipe up.
That was another action token, and you did it with hope, so it's still y'all's turn.
Okay, then I guess I will go. I'm going to use my dual staff, and I'm going to try and give a bonk to the heavily armored one. So it says now dual staff says far. Can I do it to anything within that range, or do I have to like?
So yeah, if it's because you're doing basically that allows you to do a magical attack. It's similar to like a cantrip in D&D. Like you can
Okay.
just blast magic at things. So yeah, you can do anything in far distance. The heavily armored one is gone. It's down.
Oh, okay. Well,
Raven
then I
killed it.
guess I will do one of the little guys. So That is 14 plus 2, so a 16 with hope.
16 with hope. That'll hit. So mark yourself another hope.
I do wish that Demiplane was a little faster. Give it a
Yeah.
roll. Let me wait for it to come up. Oh, okay. That is 5 damage.
5 damage. Which one are you wanting to hit?
I'll hit the one right in front of me.
Okay. Sounds good to me. All right, 5 is minor, so it only takes 1 damage, 1 HP damage. So
Just give it a little boop.
it is still up. Jeremina, would you like to do anything?
Oh yeah, I think her demeanor's changed in a weird way. Instead of this like decrepit old frog that's kind of disinterested in the world, she's suddenly upright, straight back, and you just see magic kind of rip through her as she pulls moisture from the air, despite it being hot. You just see it start to crystallize and spread across the ground, and you see these jagged shards of ice targeting the 2 skeletons. And she says, I never left, have I? And she just brings them down. Disgrace my froggy butt as she crashes it down. She hits for a 15 on both of these guys.
Okay, so you rolled a 15 with hope or fear?
Hope.
With hope. Okay. All right, I'll mark another action token. 15. I think that's probably gonna take these guys down. Severe is 8, so they take 3 damage from that.
And I did 4 damage overall.
Oh, you said, oh, sorry, I was using that roll. No, you did 4 damage. Okay.
Yes, I hit
So
with
that-
15, did 4 damage.
That is major. If the adversary, cool, excellent. So they are
I'll be
both dead.
disgraced again as she kind of just crushes the ice in her hands and it just shatters into the ground. And then she goes back to being all hunched, looks to the others. Right, I'm hungry.
Yeah, so you take down both these skeletons. They had an ability called won't stay dead, but since you took out both the skeletons, that does not activate. So excellent
Nice.
first little combat out of the way. The furnace like trembles, like something inside is trying to break free from it. And I'll remove these skeletons. Actually, no, we'll leave them there. So you see from this like furnace, like a fiery hand just like pulls its way out the top, bricks and metal bending and heating up under it, and this creature with head and arms made of fire comes into your view, and I'm gonna spend 2 fear to bring this thing into combat. As the elemental now starts just spewing fire everywhere. You hear Kyrie from the back. You're gonna have to calm that thing down.
Excuse me, sir or madam or other. We're here to talk to you about your union rights.
And just fire, just like it breathes in, like it's gonna say something, and just fire spews out everywhere. It catches onto the baskets and everything in here. Like things start lighting on fire. The heat has gone up multiple degrees.
There's a very long pause from Jeremina before she kind of turns to the other. We don't want the city on fire, correct?
Apparently not.
That would cause a lot of damage to a lot of people.
Okay. I guess.
Hard to knit when everything's on fire.
You can loot things when everything's on fire, and I don't have to pay the exorbitant costs of material goods. Just a thought.
Yeah, I don't know that we want to like accidentally murder half the town.
What have they done for us? But yes, sure. Let's calm this fire-breathing thing, elemental What have you?
All
Germany
right.
snaps her fingers and ice reforms in her hands. Let's go.
I think also Marsh would be channeling water into unique harmless effects to help put out some of the fires on the baskets and things. Just kind of like, whoosh. I can do that without spending anything. So I'm like putting out the fires that are not on the fire elemental.
Okay.
Some light water bending.
Yeah, yeah.
This thing continues to crawl out of its furnace. What do y'all do?
I think Germany just kind of slaps Marsh real quick, and you'll get a D6 worth of armor.
Ooh, I think you roll that.
Yes, you get 5.
Ooh, wow, I'm putting a 10.
Touch it with your cold hand.
Yes, it's literally the ice into water. It's just like here.
Okay. So
Yaramina just always has cold hands. It's like,
The
another
froggy
reason
cold
that we've
hands.
had to break up. Marsh will do, I guess we'll do I think I'm just gonna do the dual staff again because they're within far distance.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll roll that. Oh, okay. That's only a 7. A 7 with hope though.
7 with hope. So mark your hope. However, I believe, yeah, the difficulty is 13. So that is not going to succeed. So I'm going to take my action token. All right. Let me see. Let me take a moment here because I know I have the ability to do something funky here. That's reading. Playing a new game is a lot of reading, y'all. Here. So do something big. Okay. So I am going to use enemies have these things called fear moves that I can use, and I just have to spend a fear to do them. I don't think I have to. Let me see. Let me see if I can how much fear I have to spend to activate an enemy. Interrupt the PCs to take action. So I'm going to spend 3 fear, 2 to activate this enemy, and 1 to use its fear move. So how this is going to work, it spews fire at those baskets in front of you. I need you all to make an agility reaction roll. 15.
And
Is it
that's
still rolled
doing the
same as a
2d12, right?
reaction?
Correct. As like this, just like it spits up this fire at you, it kind of explodes in front of you. So
12
You said
with 9 on hope.
You said agility?
agility. So Jeremina, that is a failure with hope. So mark a hope, but you'll be taking this damage.
18 hope.
That is a success with hope. So mark hope, and you will not be taking damage.
Mine is a 7 with fear.
Okay, cool. This is good to know. So that's a failure with fear. So
Yeah.
this is a bad time.
Yeah.
So Jeremina, our 2 frogs here are going to take 14 magic damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my rune ward. I'm gonna spend a hope to reduce my damage by 1d8.
Of course, the rogue didn't take damage on the first blast ability I used.
So HP wise, how would that translate over?
Okay, so
2?
you have your damage ranges, right?
Right.
What are your damage ranges?
Would I find that in my armor?
Hit points and stress is the section on the sheet I have. Hold on, let me look at Demiplane because I have a test character.
3. Okay, I found it. Because it's above. What was the damage above 12?
Yes, it was
Yeah, it was
14.
14.
Yes. Okay. So 3 marked HP for me. Got it.
Yep.
And
You can
Um,
spend your armor slot to reduce it by your armor amount if that'll take it to a lower threshold. That's up to you, though. Yeah.
yeah, it's a wiggle. Although I
I
did use a 12. I did roll a 12, so I can use that to clear one of my stresses.
Nice.
Yes.
I got an 8 on my rune ward, bringing it down to 6. So that's great, but also it means that I can't actually use the rune ward again until I've taken a short rest. Because if it rolls an 8, it temporarily ends after it reduces this damage. But that takes me down to a 6, which is only 1 hit point.
Okay.
All right, and I sizzle, I steam a little bit. Oh,
All right.
steamy!
There is a secondary effect to this. It's
Oh
going
no!
to roar at you, and I need you all to make you need to make presence reactions. So same kind of deal.
Okay. I keep putting away my dice, but I know I need them. Oh, fantastic. That's a lot. So much so I can't do math.
I got a 13 with fear.
13 with fear. All right, I'm gonna take the fear token. But that is a success. So you're gonna take 1 stress.
I got a dirty 20 with a 12 in hope.
Oh, well, that's a success with hope. Mark a hope, and you're good. Oh, actually, you take 1 stress as well. So
It's very stressful.
14 with fear.
okay.
But my daemon ancestry gives me a feature called Fearless. When you roll with fear, you may choose to mark a stress instead of the GM gaining fear. So I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So you'll ultimately take 2 stress from that then.
Yep.
Well, at least none of you are marked vulnerable from that, as it doesn't scare you that badly. It's your turns. So
All right. So Jeremina kind of pulls herself up, kind of patting out the flame that kind of touched her, and she rolled a 19 with her ice spikes. So it's physical damage. With 12 on the fear die.
that is a success with fear. So I'll mark my fear token.
Uh-huh. And I rolled 9 damage because I successfully hit with a fear. I get the little knowledge bonus with the attack.
All right, 9 damage. That is major damage. It's going to take 2 HP.
And kind of pat myself on the chest and give myself some armor.
Yep.
Grumbling.
As it spits more fire at you for like launching something at it. So it's going to try and make an attack against you since you rolled with fear. I'll use my action token to activate it. Excellent. So, that is a 21 to hit.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're going to take 2d6 magic damage.
Okay.
That is 7.
Okay. 7. Okay, cool. Oops.
It just took its turn. We're close to about break time. I think now's probably a good place to take a break for a minute. So we're gonna take a 10 to 15 minute break, and we'll be back with more elemental shenanigans. See y'all soon.
See you soon.
Hey everyone. Hope you had a good break. Let's get back at this combat nonsense. The elemental made an attack against Jeremina, and Jeremina got hit with some fire, and now it's y'all's turn. What would you like to do?
Question so I can prepare in the future. Do resistances act the same or immunities act the same in this game? Like
Let me
if
just double
fire
check.
immune to fire or resistant to fire sort of thing.
Yeah, so basically I know the damage types are, just make sure the damage types are just strictly split into physical and magical, like
Okay,
just all
okay.
together. Resistance and immunity. So when a creature has resistance to an incoming type of damage, they divide the damage in half, rounding up, before applying it to their thresholds. For example, you deal 25 to them, they would instead only take 13 damage. When a creature has immunity to an incoming damage type, they do not take any damage or stress from the attack.
Got you. So you flavor text is just basically flavor text. It just matters what the damage type is, basically.
Correct.
Like magic or physical. Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Cool.
Yeah. Raven, what are you up to? What would you like to do?
Let's see. I would like to spend 2 of my hope to do a Rain of Blades. So let me spend my 2 hope first. Oh no. I dropped a die. 1 moment.
Gone forever.
Thankfully, it was very close. 18. Fear.
18 with fear. Okay, so you took an action and I gain a fear token. But 18 hits, so it's a success with fear.
And it is not currently vulnerable, correct?
Correct.
So that is a D10, which is 7.
7. Let me check its thresholds. So that's a major threshold. So that's 2 HP.
Fantastic. And this Rain of Blades is a bunch of little, cute, teeny tiny teal and purple daggers.
Amazing. Yeah, these daggers just rain down on it. Like it just, the fire just like kind of whips around it. It still seems to be taking down the intensity of this elemental, but it's still up. So, but since you rolled with fear, I'm going to spend an action token to activate it again.
And
And
also, I have a question. Can
Yeah.
I move?
yeah, you can move.
Is back here within its sightline?
I'm going to say no, that's a wall. So if you want to duck back behind there, it won't be able to see you.
Perfect. Yes, I will use my hide feature.
What's your hide feature?
All right, so when you move into a location where no enemies can see you, you are hidden. You are unable to be directly targeted by attacks, and any rolls against you at disadvantage. As a rogue, when you are hidden, targets also can't see you. Even if they move into line of sight, you are no longer hidden after you move or attack. When you leave hidden to make an attack, the roll has advantage.
Excellent.
Rogue shit.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm going to activate this enemy. I have some fear stored up, so I don't have that much fear. So it's just going to attack Marsh, is what it's going to do.
Oh no.
So it gets +3 on this attack. That's 13.
Ooh.
Does 13 hit your evasion?
So currently I have 11. I am going to spend a stress to call forth my chosen element to protect me from harm. So I can add 1d8. So let me I'm just gonna grab a d8 here in the real world. So that's a 13. So I don't know if it's meets it beats it or if it's
Yeah, I think it is meets it beats it. So
Oh.
that's not quite enough.
Darn.
But it looks cool. Like you try,
Yeah,
you bring up all
yeah.
this water that like, but the fire
The
just like
whips around me.
yeah, but this blast of fire just turns it into steam. So you're gonna take 2d6 magic damage.
Oh no.
That is
Oh,
4 magic
no.
damage.
4 magic damage, so that's just a minor. I'm gonna spend an armor slot and oh no, I'm not gonna turn that into stress. I have more HP than I have stress.
Fair enough.
All right.
That's
Oh,
its turn.
no.
So, Marsh and Jeremina, what are y'all doing?
Jeremita's looking a little miffed at this kind of fiery elemental, and it kind of weirdly just kind of occurs to her. She's a frog, and she has a tongue, a very long tongue, and it just kind of flashes out. I'll mark a stress for this and attacks, and I hit for 17 with 9 on the fear dice.
Okay. 17 with fear. That's a success, but I'm gonna take a fear token.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But I do 15 damage with my tongue.
15. Wow.
Just smack
Okay.
it across the face. Just go bleh. Should have
15.
used Froggy.
Okay. Um, you reach out with your tongue and attack it with your tongue. It does not have any resistance to physical or anything. But that's a severe amount of damage. So, um,
Oh, this game is so silly.
so you
Just
take
gonna lick
this,
it to death.
you take this down to 0. Um, and like,
Damn it.
because your tongue like reaches right into the heart of this elemental and it burns the whole time. But you pull out this like little crystalline core back into your mouth, like it just like latches back into your mouth, and it is hot, like you had like a way too hot baked potato, like. And
She
this
just
element
holds
is
it in her
done.
mouth. It's spicy jalapeno. She's taking it. She's not spitting it out.
All the whistles and everything stop as the furnace kind of dies down to a normal sized fire. um all the alarms in here just kind of settle down, the whole place, the temperature starts dropping. The foreman comes in and like opens windows to help like cool it further, and
Hey,
says,
spit it out. Spit it out. Come on.
She refuses and just kind of pops away.
I'm very sorry, we need that.
Jeremy to write something, holds up the paper. Talk to my union rep.
Jeremina, spit it out. Come
Holds
on,
the
give it here.
paper. Talk to my union rep. And just keep talking away.
I'm going to spend a stress to use my tongue to just. I don't know. I want to. Okay, so I'm going to. I don't have to spend a stress if I'm just going to grab onto things close to me, because I'm not using it as an actual attack. But I'm going to use my tongue to pull Jeremy to back here.
Yeah,
And like I'm still made of water, so it's a frog tongue made of water. Come on.
Mysterious mist just drops as you do that. I'll spend all hope to vanish from sight and crawl out.
Yeah, okay. As you
She has a
vanish from
new she has a new component. She's not letting it go. It's hers now.
Raven, since you're the one who's not tussling with everyone, give me I'm gonna ask for a, what is it, an instinct roll as you're looking around this place.
Also,
7.
please note I have arcane sense, so I can sense the presence of magical people and objects when they're close to me. So I still know where it is.
Okay, what'd you get?
7 hope.
7 with hope. Okay, yeah, mark yourself a hope, and I'm gonna clear my action pool because I action tracker is over. So you see there are, this map doesn't clearly show it, but there are access pan, there's like drains and stuff in the floor. In fact, there's one over here. You see like the lid has shifted slightly and a person's hand has drawn away from this drain, as they clearly have like gone away from this place or trying to escape from here.
I want to follow while also letting everybody know, but like kind of quietly so they don't know, the owner of the hand doesn't know.
How do you inform your squabbling friends here?
Hey, Chuckle Fox. And then I'll point.
A little
Um,
blue thumb pokes up from the fog.
I love that it's just fog. Like you don't even move from those spaces. It's just like smoke bomb. Like
The crystal is now much lower in space location there, Meadow. Jeremina has swallowed the crystal.
Oh, Lord.
Kyrie's like, I'm gonna have to requisition a new elemental. That's gonna look bad.
You can't just eat elementals.
Head
I
pops
feel
up. Yes,
you
you
are-
can.
You are impinging on its rights as a separate. You're impinging on its bodily rights and its autonomy.
It's in
That is
timeout.
not-
It tried to kill us.
That is not a component. That is a creature.
Well, it's living in my
She's
tummy
not
now.
wrong.
It can be a creature in my tummy.
I
I feel like that is a violation of its union rights. But I
Not
also
in a
think
union.
that we need to go. I hope you have the worst heartburn.
all right. I'm gonna scurry away.
Yeah. I'll water hop.
Okay. The
Just gonna
great on
jump
this.
along.
Yes.
Slip and slide.
Slip and slide is a good nickname for these two. Like,
I just imagine you like like penguins, the way they like
Oh yeah.
slide on their bellies.
the grate on this drain is very heavy, made of solid iron. It's going to take a little doing to be able to lift it up. So I'm going to.
Help! Help!
As a water elemental, can I like water my way into it?
Yes, you can 100%.
Mm.
That does not help your allies, but yes, you just slide into it.
Well, I'm gonna like so I can try to be pushing it from underneath as well.
Okay, yeah. Very Secret Life Alex Mack. Just like
Yes, absolutely.
Hell yeah!
I will help in this endeavor because I do have an ability to do this with my mage hand, magic hand.
Oh no, I have a -1 to strength.
I also have a -1 to strength.
Me too.
Oh God, the strongest team.
So magic hand lets me reach out with my magical hand the same size and strength as your own to anywhere with far range of you. So Jeremy's attempting to pull up this grate, but she's not putting much effort behind it. She's just like, I guess.
okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me strength rolls and see how this goes. I believe how group roll. I'm having trouble finding it, but how I think it works from the game I saw was that if you you can all do it, and whoever has the highest is the result. So
Group action roll. Choose a leader to make a standard action roll. Anyone helping spends a hope and rolls a d6 advantage die. The highest result from the group is added to the action roll. Here, let me hand you this.
excellent. All right,
Pretty sure I'm not the highest.
who is gonna be the leader for this group action roll?
We're all terrible at this, so
All right.
I'll just do it.
Do it.
All right, who's spending hope to give an extra?
I will spend a hope.
All right, you'll spend a hope, and so you get to
Absolutely.
add 1d6 to this roll.
Oh, excellent. I will do the cat butt d6.
Well, yeah, I'll
Do
just
I roll it, or
yeah, Soliloquy
does-
can roll it. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I roll it. Okay.
yeah.
But I do
Okay,
have one with
so
a cat
that's
butt, so
I
you know.
love those
Beautiful.
dice so much.
15 -1 is 14.
14. Cool. Yeah, 14. That's enough.
Beautiful.
To do this. So, yeah, you lift this grate up, just like kind of drag it off to the side. Kyrie says, "What are you doing?"
Someone's down there.
We're striking as
Oh.
she drops down the hole.
Oh, yeah, you take care of it. I've got things handled here.
BRB.
We'll be back.
No, we won't.
So this drain is going to take you down into what seems to be some sort of like mine shaft or something. But it's actually you see that you are near the coal stores for this facility. And this mine cart is a way to haul this heavy coal into the coal stores down here at the bottom that's taken up to the upper levels. So this drain just kind of drains down into here, and you see that you're next to the coal stores. They're probably not going to go through there because that's just going to lead right back up. They're probably escaping out away from here to wherever this coal is loaded into this place.
All right, let's go find them. Just kind of slurps down the slides like water down the pipe, down the whatever.
I think Jeremina nicks a few of the coal and sticks them into her pocket.
easy enough to do. Um, yeah, you make your way out of here, and it's dark in this area. There's not really torches or anything down here because that's a safety hazard. So but you make your way out, like you've basically followed the light out of this short tunnel and into what looks like a large kind of canyon. There is a train track here. In fact, let me just show you what you see as you exit this place. Let's bring up the map.
Map, 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 map.
Map, map, map. This
Hmm.
map is brought to you by frogs.
Add a little chaos to your life.
As this like purple skinned elf man in armor is standing on the train platform here. And there are a few skeletons following him. And he says, "Well, this is unfortunate. My escape is not here. I guess I'll have to handle you myself."
We're here to talk to you about your union rights.
I'm not interested.
Are you getting on a train?
Yes and no, but that's neither here nor there.
Steam or coal powered?
I I believe the coal is part of. Why are we discussing this?
I just like trains.
We need to know all the details. It's very important.
He's going to. He pulls up this very intricate blade, and kind of like it kind of hums with magic as these skeletons kind of like react to it and kind of jerk their heads, and they're going to try and like start shambling towards you. What would you like to do?
Excuse me.
Do you want to maybe do some expositioning first? We wouldn't mind getting a sense of why you're doing this.
Before we get too far, there was something in my notes that I wanted y'all to do. I wanted to allow y'all to have a short rest, even though like thematically it's not a short rest.
Mhm.
So that y'all can deal with this fight the way you're supposed to. So short resting is a thing you can do. Let me pull up that information. So you get certain actions that you can do on a short rest. Yeah, you can tend to your wounds, you can clear stress. You get each player you may choose any of those options: tend to wounds, clear stress, repair armor, or prepare. So tend to wounds means you can temporarily patch yourself up, clear 1d4 hit points. You may do this on an ally instead. Clear stress, describe how you blow off steam or pull yourself together, clear 1d4 stress. Repair armor, describe how you spend time quickly repairing your armor and clear 2 marked armor slots. You may also do this to an ally's armor instead. And prepare is describe how you are preparing yourself for the path of head and gain a hope. And I will link that in our
Perfect.
So it looks like we
Discord.
each get to do 2. And because I am Seaborn, I have the safe harbor feature, which means once per session, when I take a short or long rest, I can do an additional one.
Nice.
Mhm.
So basically we're gonna play this as y'all were like getting into this tunnel and walking out here. Y'all had a moment to like gather yourself. Because this is a one shot, I'm not gonna make y'all spend like a full hour. So
I'll just take the time to clear my HP and my stress.
cool.
Just by scribbling madly on pieces of paper, shoving them on the wall, and there's just like rhythmic like rave music from like a German underground house, like just a rave party around Jeremina. This is how she relaxes and heals.
Love it.
So Marsh will stop being a water elemental because that only lasts until I take a short rest. But I am going to tend wounds, clear stress, and also prepare so I can do patch up 1d4 of hit points, clear 1d4 of stress, and gain a hope.
Okay.
Raven is going to clear both of their stress and prepare, take a hope. They are going to sit down with a pipe and a very lovely strain of special herb.
I love it. Yeah, so that's what y'all are doing as y'all are walking out into the scene. But yeah, now you're here. Skeletons are here as this guy is waiting for his train to come.
Ooh, and I get my rune ward back too.
Nice.
Yes.
Now,
And
you know I'm a very creative and chaotic player.
yes, this is why I choose you to play.
You know, I have a rune element in my tummy at the moment, and cinnamon and coal. And the tracks are made of wood.
Mhm.
Jermina's gonna blow them out by spitting this fire elemental out, throwing the cinnamon and coal, just letting it do its thing.
Okay. We're gonna call this just an intelligence roll for you then. See
I
how this
love
goes.
Yes, okay. Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna take my first action token.
Okay.
Knowledge, you mean?
Yeah, knowledge. That's it.
Knowledge. So I rolled a 13 with hope being this on the 9 die.
Okay. What was the full number again?
13.
13. Okay, let me take a look here. There's some information. All right. Let me look at his. Our difficulty is 14. And you got 13?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I'm still gonna do some damage to him. I'm gonna say so. All this happens like this fire elemental is not gonna take its full form again.
Uh-huh.
Um, um, so it's going to, but it is going to like it can easily turn itself into embers and things and start trying to build itself back up. So
But yeah,
it's gonna
it
hit
has
there.
the coal there. It has the
Yeah.
coal there, and the cinnamon's just making it sparkly now.
Yeah. Um, so he's gonna take some damage from this. We're gonna call it. We're gonna say he's gonna just take 1 HP of damage from this attack.
Amazing.
And go ahead and mark your hope. So
Yes.
as like he just like coughs and then there's like smoke billowing on this like platform now. He's just like, what is that? Is that cinnamon?
Cinnamon! It smells nice.
I need to write down some things here. Hold on one moment. I'm doing all this manually because there's not a VTT to track it really. This game is too new. So, uh,
This is why you should always play test with chaotic people, because they will break the game and you can fix it around that.
yeah.
So
Let me
true.
see, because it has impromptu damage. But it doesn't say. Yeah. Since it was technically a failure, I'm gonna say he's gonna take a stress for it. Like this is more stressful than it is HP. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for him. So
No, that's fair.
and these guys are little skellies.
I would be stressed too if a fire elemental just suddenly appeared.
Yep. They have no stress. I don't even need to keep up with those guys. Okay. All right. Excellent. So that's your action. What's the rest of you doing?
So I think Marsh will move so that all of them are within close range. So I'm assuming maybe something like here, I think, would put all of them within close range.
Yeah, yeah, easily. In fact, I think these guys would be very close. He would be close.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend 2 hope
Okay.
to do Rain of Blades.
Fantastic.
So they should all take damage, hopefully. Ugh. That is a 10 with hope.
10 with hope. All right, that's not enough for him. He won't take any damage from that. But the skeletons, their difficulty is 8. So
Okay, so that hits them still. So it's still technically a success because it hit something.
yep. Yep, they hit them. So how much damage did they take?
I'm just rolling that. So they take 5, but I'm also going to spend another hope to do to add my elemental stuff to it. So it's going to be like it's going to start off as these like water blades, but they're going to turn into these really sharp icicles. So the skellies will take 8 damage.
I'm gonna say don't worry about the hope because these
Oh,
guys
okay.
have 1 HP.
Oh, okay.
So
Never mind then.
they are minions.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah.
So yes, then they each take 5.
They all go down. Like, and he says, huh, a little stronger than I expected them to send. So I'm gonna spend 2 fear. So you just an action. And I'm gonna add some more enemies to this combat. So
Ooh.
Now, is that a coal chute behind?
it is a coal
little-
shoot.
Okay.
No, these
No,
maps are
it's-
super detailed, and it's always my hope with super detailed maps that people will do things with that. So yeah, let's see. These
You have a
guys
socialist chaotic frog on your team. Yes, things will
Yeah.
happen.
There's a backpack up there.
Yeah,
Forget the bad guy. Steal the backpack.
I see a pickaxe.
let me double
For
check
road
what
shit.
these little warriors have. They have 3 HP. All right. As clearly whatever's going on here, these skeletons were pre-buried, and he just activates the magic in his sword and they crawl up out of the sand. What do the rest of you want to do?
Is there any sort of what's it called? Opportunity attack in this system?
Not really.
Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna run past these guys over to this guy. Boop. And dagger.
Dagger. All right.
Wish I could draw to show you where the
21 fear. But I
Okay.
will take a stress so that you can't take one.
Okay.
And what is it? It is a D 7, 8, 9. He is
You
not vulnerable, correct?
correct.
Then it's 9, yes.
9 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me take a look. He has that is a major damage on him. So
Yes.
oops. So he's gonna take 2. Cool.
Can I pop down underneath this platform?
Yeah, you have your hide ability, so yeah. Cool. I'm gonna say yeah, you're hidden, so which is but
Beautiful.
you rolled with fear. So
Yes.
that was an action. I need to take the action token. All right. He is what can he do? What do I want to do here? Yeah. So I'm gonna spend I have 3 action tokens. I'm gonna spend all 3 of them. I'm gonna activate these 2 skeletons to come attack you guys. The skeleton warriors, they have swords.
wars.
Yeah. So
Oh no.
Jeremina, I'm gonna strike at you first.
Yep.
That is 14 to hit.
Okay.
Does that hit you? Evasion?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
2d8 physical. That is 9 physical damage.
9 physical damage. Okay. I am going to reduce that by 2 and only take 2.
Okay. Cool. Marsh, it only hits you for 7.
Sorry, I am too speedy quick.
Yep. You haven't been hit very often. So, but what Mr. Quinthal is gonna do is I'm gonna spend a fear token and he's gonna use his fear ability. 3 targets within very close range of each other and up to far range these targets. So I need Marsh and Jeremina to make an agility roll as he raises his blade and blasts this energy at you.
Okay. 21 with hope.
Okay, so that is a success. You are going to take half damage.
Okay.
Mine was an 11 with hope.
That is a failure, but make sure to mark your hope.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so that is going to be 10 10 magical damage. You take half, so that's 5. So
I'm going to mark an armor slot to move that down to a minor.
My
Okay.
arm. So if it meets the armor, it beats the armor? Or
armor is how much you reduce the amount by. Are you talking
Okay.
about your threshold?
yes.
So yeah, if it meets your threshold, it is that threshold.
Okay. So no damage.
All right, so you take stress. So
Okay. I'm stressed. Not really.
but I gain 1 action token for that because only one of you marked HP. So as he tries to instill fear into you, yeah, that's so that's my turn. So
I think Jermina's just like, no, I have a little boy. We are not scarier than that.
threw cinnamon at me. Who does
Married
that?
to a goose. Gooses are geese are the scariest things.
They are, and I love her to death. She is the light of my life. As Jeremina kind of pushes the skeleton a bit, just kind of puts a hand on the skeleton in front of her, and fire erupts and hits all 3 of these skeletons.
Okay.
For a 24. So they're both 11 on both hope and fear. What do I do?
Critical.
That's a critical. So
I
anytime the
critical.
dice the same are those 2 dice are the same, that's a critical hit. So
Amazing.
I believe in most cases that's double damage.
Fantastic.
Let me see. Oh, I have the quick reference here. If the attack was a critical success, take the maximum potential value of all your damage dice added together and add it as a modifier to your damage roll. So you do max damage plus whatever you're going to roll.
Oh my
Damn.
goodness. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, cool. Oh man. So I clarify, because I have an ability that allows me to roll successfully on a attack roll if I roll with fear, and technically I succeeded on both hope and fear. Would that also count?
No, I think
Okay.
criticals are a different thing. So
Okay, just wanted to make sure, because that's just wanted to make sure. So 2d6 plus, so max of 2d6 is 12.
so you 12 and then plus whatever you're about to roll.
Okay. Amazing. Okay. 12 plus 6 is a lot. 17?
12 plus 6 is 18.
18?
Yeah.
I can't do math.
I don't think there's any world where that doesn't just kill these guys. So
She just kind of puts a hand on the skeleton and says, "May the love of my life burn away your skeleton remains."
and that's exactly what it does. All these bones are melted away. So
And that's all 3 of them.
all 3 of them. Oh my god.
Marsh is like, oh, there you go, you're gone. And then more come up. Jeremy is like, no, I don't want to deal with you either.
And Jeremy just turns to this other guy. This could be next to, points to the fire elemental. I could speak to them.
Well, there's the contingency for the contingency.
So would you like to exposition now so we know why you're doing what you're doing?
Or are you bringing out more things?
Throws more cinnamon at him.
No, I'm going to fight you and kill you. My life doesn't matter.
Oh, but
That's
so what are you fighting for?
That's wildly unimportant.
no,
No,
but
it's important to us.
It is. It is.
I mean, you've killed skeletons. You haven't killed me. I'm not afraid of you. Do you understand?
Yes.
Well,
but
we're just trying to talk to you and figure out, we'd love to hear what you've got going on.
Oh God, you surface people. You are
No,
insufferable.
I live in. I'm actually a poison dark frog. Bullfrog is just a title that wizards like me get. So I'm both arboreal and ground dwelling.
You live. Oh my God. What are y'all doing? He's just like he cannot comprehend what is happening, and I can't go yet. So
If you'd like, we can make you some tea. We can just have a little chat.
I don't
I
want
will
your
throw
fucking
more
tea.
cinnamon at him if you don't hit him, Marsh.
Fine. Okay, then. To add insult to injury, Marsh is going to move to he's within close range of Marsh, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. Mhm.
Yeah, Marsh is going to try to cause damage via lick. So Marsh is going to spend a stress with her tongue.
We're gonna tongue our enemies to death.
Wow.
Oh baby.
It's a very different game.
That is a 19 with hope. And I'm going to spend
my
that hope
God.
to add 3 to the damage. So I'll make the damage roll and then add 3. And because it's watery, it's real wet.
Ew.
Let me just roll my d12 down.
The most moist attack.
Yeah.
This game is silly.
I love that they gave I hope they never take away this tongue attack. That is the best thing ever.
So that'll be 8 watery tongue damage.
Okay. That is minor damage. So okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna take 1. Oh, what? It's so wet. What the hell?
Just kind of as the tongue leaves, it just flicks water all up him too.
Oh, disgusting. All of you creatures on the surface are utterly disgusting. We're going to handle all of this when we take over.
But I'm arboreal.
Oh, so you're gonna take over, you and whom?
Is it not obvious? I'm from the Undercities.
No, it is obvious. I just want to make sure, which faction are you working with? Do you have a leader? What are the rest of your plans? I rolled with hope, so it's not your turn yet.
Just so you know. Sorry, I wanted to clear that up.
I don't care that you live in trees. Trees
I'm gonna
are
eat
weird.
your queen. I'm gonna eat your goddess. She's a spider, right? I'm gonna eat her.
My God, it's not a spider. What are you talking about? Raven, I guess you get to do something while he's disgusted by what is happening here.
Who's your god then? I say as I pop out. And dagger. But I do want an answer to my question.
I worship the masked lord.
Not a spider?
Where did it say? When you leave hidden to make an attack, the roll has advantage.
So that's a d6 added to your roll.
Okay. I rolled 2 1s on those dice, by the way.
That's a critical.
Yeah.
No.
Do I still add the d6 or is it irrelevant?
You don't have to. That's a critical.
Okay. So what does a critical failure happen here?
It's not a failure. Double ones is a critical hit. It's a critical success.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
I like that. I like this because the highest value and the lowest values you can roll are both critical successes in this game.
Fascinating. Okay. So what, if anything, do I need to do?
So yeah, roll so what's your damage roll?
It's d8 plus 2.
So you're gonna do it's 8 plus whatever you're gonna roll.
Okay. So it's a 3 on the die. So 11.
Plus
Yeah.
the 2.
Plus 2 is 13.
All right.
Let me see. 13 is still only his major.
Oh, hold on
damage.
1 second too, because I also have sneak attack if I have advantage on the roll.
Which you did.
always add a d8 to your damage roll. So I get to do another d8.
Oh, also because of the sneak attack with critical, it's a D8 plus 8. So
Sweet, then that's 16 because I rolled an 8.
another 16 on top of 13. You just
Yes.
did. Oh my god, this is rogue damage. Even this game has rogue damage. That's 29 damage. You are level 1.
Rogue shit!
After being
Yeah, for-
humiliated with the
for
tongue,
level-
tongue lashing.
For level 1 characters, we feel
Stab.
exceptionally powerful.
Mhm.
Who did he say his god was again?
The Masked Lord.
Cool.
Yeah, he says, I worship the Masked Lord. Why do you want and like he just like you stab him at that moment. It's just you're like, okay.
Oops.
See Jeremina thinking for a moment that she's holding this piece of coal. I don't know who that is.
We can find out.
Are they fish? Are they fish people? Do you worship fish people?
I
This
think
mo-
they're underground, not
Fish
underwater.
live underground.
Fish live underwater.
Fish can live underground. They could blind fish.
I think the underwater part is more important for fish.
He didn't even get to hit anyone with his sword, and he is dead. Y'all-
Ooh, with magic sense. Can I come close and see if that sword is magic?
Yes, he does have a magic sword. I don't know if it has actual. It's called an empowered longsword, which I actually think is a item in this game. Empowered.
Can any of us use this, or
longsword.
should we just sell it?
I can use it.
You can use a longsword?
Yep.
Can you use it to attack?
Yep.
You're not just going to turn it into a spell component?
Nope.
Are you lying to me?
Nope.
Okay, it's the same. It's the same as a normal longsword, but I'll say it does magical and physical damage both. So
How does
Yeah.
one what would I roll for an insight check?
oh, insight. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Would that be instinct?
I believe that is instinct.
Okay. I'm rolling an instinct check, an insight check on Jeremina. That is a 16 plus 2, so it's 18 with hope. Are you telling me the truth?
She is very obviously lying as she's reaching for the sword.
I think I'm going to keep the sword for now.
Pulls back. I'm gonna go blow up the station as the coal lights in her hand and she lobs
Nope.
it at this coal chute.
Water. The coal just gets put out right away.
I think that's a contesting roll.
I would say so.
Okay.
You wanna
Um,
let's do this. I feel like lobbing it and you're trying to like light it on fire with your magic. I would
Mhm.
say you make a knowledge roll and you make whatever your spellcasting roll is. Sorry, I don't know it.
it is instinct.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend let's see, do I have to announce it beforehand? Will you roll or sec? I'm gonna spend a hope to add a +2 as well.
Okay.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17 with hope.
17 with hope.
Oh. I feel like we have to follow the neutral effect here. Like and they just like hit each other and like negate each other. Like it doesn't even get all the way to where you wanted it, and it also goes out. So like it's
There's a pause as Jeremina just pulls out a small little carrot and nibbles on it.
Marsh is going to soak the coal a little more too, so it can't get relit.
there's like no smoking signs like everywhere here.
We're not blowing things up. That is specifically against the contract.
She
We're
just
not-
nods.
We're not
Mhm.
to do. We're supposed to not do any what's it called?
Uh-huh. I'm not gonna do the damage. Points over to the fire elemental she spat up. But they are.
Feed me, Jeremina. Feed me.
Chucks a coal at the fire elemental.
Water.
Now.
I will do more water if you do not cooperate. Come on, we're all going back. We're going to be very
free,
careful.
my new son chases the fire elemental across this.
Yeah.
Whatever damage comes, that's coming from your portion of the money, Jeremina. You want more money to bring home to your wife and child? Then you corral this, or you are going to have to pay for the damage out of your funds.
Puts a thumbs up. I'm okay with that.
I'm going to have to talk to your wife about this.
Thinks for a moment. She would agree with me, but would probably say we should have done the city. I married a murder goose. What do you expect?
And I think with that, as this is just a one shot, you all go and get paid, and
Collateral damage, thank you.
also I like one session and you already have a pet. God damn, Jen. Like,
It's gonna happen. You knew it.
I know
Every time.
every single time.
You knew this. Going in, as soon as that fire elemental appeared, you should have known.
And it's now a baby again because it's tiny.
Its name is Calcifer, and I love my little fire son.
Yeah. This is a far more chaotic Calcifer.
It's a good thing there's also every time that Marsh can turn into a water elemental, Marsh is just like trying to negate the damage that Calcifer's.
I'll do that.
Everything, this group is just constantly wet now from Marsh just trying to like make everything as inflammable as possible.
Which is very unpleasant as the only not frog person.
If you wanted
I
it
just
not to
always keep a
happen,
barrier between. I just 8 feet away at all times.
if you wanted it to not happen, you should have helped me with Jeremina.
I'm with the puddle behind me.
We all get matching shirts saying "Flame On." Like the entire group just has these matching t-shirts.
And the back says "Hop to it."
Yeah.
Oh, I love this. So, yep, you saved Midland for another day. Sort of.
Ish.
The elemental has to sit in a metal pot at all times.
Oh,
Once
no,
you get back to the
Has a little like a crucible for this little elemental now.
We always have a way to boil water for tea.
Yes.
this is how we reach the compromise with the elemental, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like you make us tea and I allow you to just burn things.
I won't drown you.
Most of the time. Sometimes I might have to.
This was so much fun. That battle went much faster than I thought it would. This was what they suggest after show. Anyway, this was a ton of fun. I think we're gonna go ahead and just end here. I know it's a little early, but you know, we are where we are. So yeah, so why don't we go ahead and do our outros? Let's start with you, Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen, also known as Laughmaker D&D on Twitter /X, whatever it's called nowadays. I'm mostly just hopping around on the internet. Nexus Adventures is currently on hiatus, but there's some future projects I'm quite excited for. So if you want to see me or talk to me, just find me on Twitter /X, whatever you want to call it.
Chantel.
Hi, I'm Chantel. Often found as Canadian Dot. I have a Twitter. I don't think I've ever checked. I think I've checked it once in the last year. So that's a terrible place to try and find me. I I'm here. I'm here on Tuesday nights for Girl by Moonlight. And I really enjoy doing this one shot. So yeah, best place to find me is here on Tuesday nights.
Excellent. Jaden.
I'm Soliloquy Jaden. You can find me everywhere online as Fat Sapphic Bro. I mostly hang out on TikTok and make a variety of content, so feel free to come hang out with me. As for streaming, I am here on Twitch Sundays, 7:30 to 9:30 p.m., most Mondays, 3 to 6 p.m., and Tuesdays from 6 to 9 p.m., all PST. Thanks for hanging out with us.
And I'm Archangelic. You can find me here Sunday nights at 7:30 running the Era of the Dragon. You can also find me on Tuesdays running Girl by Moonlight, and you might in the future, the near future, be seeing a little another project coming from Lantern Light Adventures. Keep an eye out. You can find many links for me on my website, archangelic.space. If you've missed any of our games, you can check them out on YouTube. The link is in the chat and in the channel description. We also I'm going to have a podcast version of this one shot, as well as we have podcast versions of all of our games. You can just search up Lantern Light Adventures anywhere you get your podcasts. If you want to support this game and other possible future projects, you can support us on Patreon, which is where you also find the after show. The link for that is in the chat in our link tree. So lastly, thank you, Polygeist, for helping us stream this show. We could not do it without you. We all appreciate you. Thank you all again for tuning in. We love you, and we hope to see you next time. Bye, y'all.